What's up, guys? Before I get into episode 11 of the Coffee with Sam podcast, which is a Friday night special, I would like to apologize for the quality of my audio because I had a bad internet connection at the time. But let's get into this very special episode of the Coffee with Sam podcast. This one is an extra special one for me. It is a Friday night special. I'm recording this one late at my home because I've got on two very special guests for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you two of my California Allstars teammates. They are also together called the BS Experience, so the Brandon and Stevie Experience, and they have their own YouTube channel. Please head over after this because you're gonna fall in love with them. Head over to the BS Experience on YouTube and look back at many years of California All-Stars, Ghost Recon, and Black Ops. Roll that intro.
Oh, this is sick. This is so sick. He needs to turn his audio on now.
I got it. I'm old man, but I got it.
There we go. There we go. Live from Australia and California. What time is it, Stevie?
Oh, yeah, it's like 1 a.m. here. You guys kept me up all night for this?
What time is it there, Brett B?
It is 10 o'clock here.
Well, that's early for you.
In the morning. I'm still eating my bacon.
He literally just woke up. When I called him, he said, "How long do I got, Stevie?" He goes, "Oh," I was like,
Yeah, it was. I still got to eat.
All he had time for was to put a hat on.
Yeah, I had to throw a hat on. It's right next to my bed.
I'm surprised you didn't shower, do your hair.
I mean, I showered because I had to jump out. You know, I can't wake up. I'll be like, it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, I've missed you boys. It's been like since finals. That's it. We just disappeared.
That was 12 months ago, Sam.
Finals.
Was,
good.
yeah.
This time
you
last year,
on a plane. Brandon disappeared and then gone.
It says,
never
I'm out
to
of
be
here.
seen again.
Yeah. Second place, I was out of there. I was like, I've done this.
Brandon's like, I don't want friends. I don't want anything. I'm gone. See you later.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So how's the situation where you are, B?
It's crazy. I was actually talking to Stevie the other day on FaceTime, and he was like,
"Yeah, you guys got like 1 million cases. Ridiculous."
Yeah, I don't listen to the news because I got in depression a little bit. Not in depression like to be harmed about, but I wasn't feeling myself for sure because it's weird when you go outside. And I went to Walmart to return this computer that I bought. Yeah, and they were like, no, you can't return, no returns. But outside there was like a big old line. Everyone had masks on. There was about one out of probably 20 people that had masks on. I had a mask on.
You wear it because you look cool, probably. You probably got a cool one with like some skeleton on the front or something.
Like the Bane mask. You probably had
I do have a mask with like a clown mask that has like a little nose, a little smile.
Like, Knew it. What's it like in Australia, Stevie?
The restrictions are pretty eased right now. At the start, they hit us like pretty hard with the restrictions, but like WA where I live, we haven't had a case in like over a week now, so we're starting to.
Yeah, now the kangaroos are dying off. It's weird.
Yeah, we can hang out with 10, we can hang out with 10 people now, and they're gonna make a decision next week, hopefully, if they're gonna start allowing things like the pubs and stuff to start coming back in.
Oh, we're about to start opening up bars here already. You know.
I was about to say, Brandon's gonna ask what a pub is.
Brandon's
gonna say, "What's a pub? What's a pub?"
Come on, we got pubs.
So what have they closed everything in America, Brandon?
I mean, you can say they closed it, but there's still traffic. I mean, it's wild. I see a bunch of people still partying. They're on boats. They're with their boyfriends or girlfriends. Like it's not. I don't feel like not much has changed. I mean, I guess you get to some people that will listen. You know, I've left my house probably 5 times in the last 3-4 weeks. So
I think that's what the difference is though too, because I feel like Sam, you're like the same as Australia, whereas America, they've got the Constitution. Everyone feels like they've got these rights and stuff, but I feel
Second
like
Amendments.
Second Amendments. Whereas
There's Americans. The Americans are like,
Australia.
I don't care if people are dying. I got to earn money.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Right.
We got too many people here. We're like, kill some off. You know?
Whereas
They were protesting the other day, like, yeah, people are gonna die, but I've got to earn money. I was like, what?
Yeah, they're wild out here, but
That's why when I spoke to you, Brandon, you said like, bro, I'm locked down. I haven't left, and I was like, I'm glad that like you have sense.
I mean, I'm not the perfect one out here, but because I still go to like my buddy has a go-kart track out in his front yard, so we have like little races and stuff. But we keep it far apart. We are outside. We're never inside together, and we have masks on. I mean, we are still safe about it, but we still need to get our racing in.
and that's all he's been doing. Every time I spoke to him every day, all he's doing is playing this iRacing game. Honestly, 10 hours a day.
Have you heard about it, Sam? Do you guys have that?
No, I see your pictures though. Is that like YouTube? Do you go
It's
live
just like
on
a big video game.
Yeah, it's a video game. It's just a big video game that we get to play against like all the NASCAR people, midgets, like all the big guys. We actually play people from Australia, everywhere, Britain, everywhere.
He's got his
You're
little
racing
steering
like
wheel
internationally?
Yeah, it's internationally.
That's sick.
In South Africa, I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool.
It's just like
That's cool.
playing online.
Yeah.
How realistic is it?
It's really realistic, I think. Every time you're going around the track in the dirt, like it makes like tracks where your tires bend. So then, like if everyone's running on the low side, it gets really slick. So you have to move up the track the next lap. Like you have to make adaptations, and it's cool.
So where are you in the championship, B? You're winning, right?
So I just had a league actually end yesterday, and I got second, and they have the wings on them, and then in the midgets that are non-wing, I got third. So it was I had 25 people. So
It's the only placing he's ever going to get.
Yeah.
Second,
the only time my
second,
car really.
only time his car hasn't broken down.
He does cheer, second, car racing, second. This is like just not meant.
Yeah, I got my first win last year. Look
You
at
should have stayed playing football.
right there. There you go. That's my first win last year in the micros. 2 of them.
Right, football was the last ring he ever got.
I was going to say you should have stayed playing football.
You know.
2011, years ago.
I've been chasing that ring. Still haven't got it though. Still not there.
Still got that video. My fingers are cold.
I got too many medals, but the one an important one.
Yeah, your neck's all weighed down, but our fingers can go up like this.
Yeah, we could just.
Yeah. The medals are too heavy, but the rings are not even there.
Head down. You're gonna see that one in the club later.
Speaking of medals, Sam, how did that feeling at Worlds feel where coming all the way from the UK and we just falling short?
It was weird because obviously I speak about this all the time, like in the gym, we were told we were going to win. We trained till 12:30 because we were going to win. Like, go again because you're going to win. And I'd never had the audacity to say, like, I'm about to win Worlds. And I literally text Alex and said, make sure you're there because I'm going to win Worlds. So like, when we came second, I think if I'd got my old English mentality, I'd have been running around like I'd won Worlds. Like, I'd have been like, wow. But because I had that mentality of, bro, we're about to win. And then seeing like Brandon who comes second, he was sad. Like you were sad, man. People like Cameron who'd won before.
Pissed.
Like they were not like you could. I didn't want to celebrate when you guys were down. And then because
I feel bad for that.
No, because
I'm sorry.
If it wasn't just that, like, if I'd still got my old English mentality, I'd have been all right. But because we were in the gym for a month, like, I'm about to be a world champ, it did get me. And I was like, oh, this sucks. I thought I was about to win. I think the next day it was fine, though. How did you feel, Stevie? Like, did you feel like it wasn't how you wanted it to feel?
Actually, for me, in a way, it was kind of let down, but it kind of worked out because you got to remember, I was only on that team for 1 week. Brandon was on there, 2 weeks? So we didn't put in all that work that you guys all did. So just to globe was, something good
But
in that.
Stevie's never globed, and Stevie's never globed.
That was
So
my first globe.
And that's why I feel so bad too, because all those girls on the team, like there were some of them that went to Jams camp. Like they were Jams camp kids. There was 2 of them on my team.
Belladoria.
With them. And so, yeah, and was our flyer at a point. And so it's like they were so excited and stuff. And then, I was super selfish because when I heard second, I was honestly upset. But like I feel so bad because those girls and like you guys that was your first medal and that's awesome. Like to get second at Worlds is a huge accomplishment. And I took that away from you guys, you know what I mean? So I do really feel bad for that. I wish I could go back and
what a prick.
So you should do.
Sick.
You should go even more into depression. You know that you cause those problems and mental health issues. And no, like I said, I think the next day though, when like Josh and Jared and Cameron were really happy about second, it was like, phew, okay, now we can celebrate. Whereas if you've got the second day when if you guys still like bummed, I'd have been like, all right.
I was like, let me get home.
But you got to remember, that team had a few world champions on it. And the last time they were at Worlds, they won Worlds with Black Ops. So to come second that next year, be called second on stage, they would have just been like, oh, what the?
And I don't know what it's like in Australia, Stevie, but like I was talking about this on a podcast with a Team England athlete a couple of days ago. And it's just that the American mentality of even if you're shit, you're still the best.
Right.
Like whereas in England, it's very like, oh, we can't boast about how good we are, no chance. Whereas like in America, they're happy to say like I said, even if bad teams be like go to Worlds with we're gonna come top 10, top 5, they will always speak about a goal. Whereas in England, it's like we'll just go to Worlds and see what happens.
See, but also I feel like that even reflects on like just the country itself, though. You know what I mean? Because if you come here, I feel like everyone like here is like, if you can't see it, you won't believe it, or like, you know what I mean? You're not going to achieve it if you can't even see it yourself. Yeah. And so like, I have to be able to see it and believe it and have confidence in myself. And I feel like that's what CALI was like, not a brainwash. Like it was a good brainwash. Like it's a good mental like drive, but
Yeah.
That's why I always say to people,
there's no other option.
That was one thing I learned being out there. Yeah, like I say, it was very weird for me coming out of my mouth, like saying, I'm about to win Worlds, felt so alien and like weird. But then by the end of it, I was walking around like, bro, like I said, I remember texting Alex and saying, make sure you're there at finals because I'm about to win.
You told me about that.
I was like, I'm about to win. And she was like, don't be too cocky. And I'm like, it's not, it's confidence.
See,
gotta be cocky. That's just like when I used to play basketball with Brandon. I was crap. I'd never played basketball ever. Came to the court, I owned it. Every time he was on my team, he never lost.
I feel like you're lying.
But
was he trying to throw it one-handed? Like, when you kick it in Australia.
He was passing underneath his legs.
Yeah, you should see how I was passing it. The way I was passing it was coming. I was rugbying it. I was handballing it. All sorts.
You still playing basketball?
No, but I've been playing not right before the Corona came. I was playing at 4:00 in the morning, and we did
hours.
Well, we go to a little church. Yeah, no, but this is at like a little church. Were you still here?
Yeah. You started then.
Yeah, so they're still doing that and they keep going, but I'm like, my mom's a smoker, so it's kind of like I'm not gonna even risk it, and it's not worth it to me.
Good man, Brandon. Good
Sam,
man. Yeah.
Let's just, if we rewind a few months. So when you first got to CALI, right, and obviously you came over and you had the impression that me and Brandon were going to be on the team, and you felt like a bit disappointed when we didn't come to the team. And then when we finally came to the team, I remember this was in, I think it was November. Me and Brandon rocked up to training to be on the team for a bit. And I remember seeing Ghost and me. I looked at Brandon and I was like, bro, They are garbage, absolute garbage. And Netta, I remember Netta was texting me and Brandon, and he goes, "All right, we'll put you two together. You only have to come on weekends and stuff."
Netta.
Yeah, she
Didn't
fed
even
you
that
all
much.
that. She fed you all that.
Fed it to us.
And
On a platter.
she was definitely a seller. Like, she was a car salesman.
But it was things like that. So I'm like a big believer in things happen for a reason. And when you two both of you ended up back on the team, that last like week, I was like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gotta happen. Because it's two people I wanted to meet, two people I wanted on the team. The last one's finally ended on the team a week before. I was like, this is it. It's gonna happen.
Bro.
When it didn't, it was even more like, oh. Let's not keep going back to that.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was weird. Like, you guys made my Cali experience, because obviously I thought I was going to meet you and then I didn't, and then you guys still welcomed me into like your homes and that, even though we weren't cheering together. Like, I went and stayed at B's house for a whole week, and we hadn't even done cheer together. We hadn't even been to the gym. I literally met him in that car park, Brandon.
Well, people are like, Sam, you're going to Brandon's house. You haven't even met him. We're like,
I was
going
like,
to stay the night and watch a race. That's it.
we just pulled up in this dark car park. It was the market down the end of his street, wasn't it, Stevie?
Yeah.
Just up the freeway. Just up the freeway.
Oh,
Random rocks up.
Peter's Market.
They're like, is this him? I'm like, I don't know. And they were like, because they knew him, like, yeah, that's him. Yo, what's up? Just met, jumped in the car. They texted me.
Yeah,
like,
you jumped in the car. I remember, because it was Tasia and someone else. I don't know who was riding with Parker. Yeah, I was like, dude, how you guys been? Blah, blah. And then so you're getting out, like, all right, thanks, guys. And you start walking all the way around, and then you jump in my car, and they leave, and then go, oh, hi, I'm Brandon. And then you're like, oh, Sam.
Yeah, I was already in the car, man. He could have like pulled a gun out by then or anything. I was just like, bro, I'm getting in.
Yeah.
And then he takes me off down this dark lane to his house in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere. It's a little sketch right now. Like, there's been a lot of because they're letting people out of the jails, and there's a jail right over in pretty far. But so and there's just been a lot of stuff going on, and you know.
So they're locking people up for breaking the rules, but they're letting people out.
Yep. And then the worst part is this guy walked in.
God bless America.
Goodness. Yeah, we need someone to bless us. This guy got locked up 3 times in less than 4 days, but they wouldn't keep him in the jail. They just release him for grand theft auto, and he was found in three stolen cars the next day, and then 2 days after that. I'm like, oh, good job, California. Good job.
Why are they letting him out? Has he got the virus or?
Come on, everyone. You know, in those big cities, they're like, oh, free them. They're, you know, wild. It's wild out here. Everyone has a right. You know?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do like it sometimes. I think it can be positive how the mental attitude is can be positive sometimes. But like England, we're pretty good at being told what to do.
Good at listening.
Like yeah, so. We're happy to like, cool, we'll queue, we'll stand in a line and we'll do this and we'll do that. Yeah, of course we'll go off work for 3 months.
Yeah.
But in America, then it's good that they're driven, which is why they get to where they get. But then that drive can take it a bit too far with the whole, let's just go back to work, kill people. And...
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's let it take its course.
So were any of you still doing cheer before all this mad stuff? So let's go back to landing back into Cali, landing back into Oz. Or did you go to Cali first, Stevie? And then Oz?
Did I go from where?
He went to Cali. He came back to Cali.
Yeah, I went to Cali because I was there with SVE, Lissandro's gym, and I literally went back for Summit, and then I was there for another like 8 months or whatever.
And so did you both carry on cheering, or was that you done, Brandon, apart from choreo?
Well, I thought I was done. You know how that works out. You know how it is, retired cheerleader. So
they pulled you back in.
Yeah, we got pulled back in after a race. Me and Steven went down to San Marcos and practiced with Rangers. And then we were like, that was a long drive. And especially it was right after my race. Like we left at like 11:30, 12.
Oh,
So
got there in the morning, had 1 hour sleep, and straight into Rangers practice.
yeah, it was pretty intense. And then so we died off for a little bit, and then we were like, okay, we're done. Stevie's got to go back and stuff. So, but then me and Brandon kept in contact, and they after Dallas, I was supposed to go in, and then the next weekend is when everything shut down. So I was probably gonna go to Worlds. It was on. It was on a. It was. It was
It
gonna
was a
probably.
yes. It was a yes.
Yeah.
I was.
But it's
I
weird
was
though.
definitely gonna go for USA. I was gonna go help them try to get paid or something. And
Did
then
Rangers win NCA?
Rangers, yes, they did.
Oh, boys. How's that feel?
Oh,
you,
won nothing. Won nothing.
you could be
I've
SCA.
only gotten fifth at NCAA. I honestly do not like that competition. Not like anything on NCAA. Like it's cool, but it's I don't know. It's too big for me. And they like
It's higher than me. It's higher than me. I got 12 for NCA.
Oh man.
I've gotten
Damn.
fifth 2 times. The only 2 times I've been there.
It's crazy though. So the coach of Rangers, Brandon, he actually found me and Brandon through YouTube. So he found us through the BS experience, and that's how he got like hold of us. And for like literally the last 2 years, all he's been doing is messaging us, "Hey, come to Rangers," and we're like, "Oh, all right." And then Netta will suck us back in, and we'll go to Ghost, and then we're like, "All right, next year, Brandon."
Yeah,
And then
yeah. Poor Brandon.
Next year comes around and we're like, yeah, all right, we'll do Rangers. And then Netta's like, oh, do you want to be on Ghost for Worlds? Oh, yeah, all right.
It's close,
Back
you
to
know.
Netta.
Yo, I was like, if I don't go to Rangers and I go to Worlds, I want to be on CALI co-ed. Straight up. I want to be coached by Jeff.
It's because you can. Me and Sam could never be on there.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's not an international team.
But also, I also, just because the history of CALI co-ed, I wanted to be a part of that too. You know, I think
Right.
that would be really cool. And McQueen and McCarthy and them to nod. I think
Jeff
that
is
to see
sweet.
them.
So what was let's go for Brandon first. What was your favorite year on Ghost Recon?
Favorite year? That's a good one. I would say my first year, 2016, with Devin Allen. I actually threw a basket with Devin Allen. And if you guys know how short he is, he's about 5'1", 5 foot.
How was the year you came second, right? The first medal.
That's the year we came second. Yeah, that's the very first year of Ghost.
Oh, so I was literally looking through pictures last year, yeah, and that's the year that Kov came 5th. And
Oh yeah, yep.
I was looking for it, and that was the year I was like, I'm gonna be on Ghost. So I was looking, cheeky little Calvin in the back of my picture,
Ooh.
in his uniform,
Wow.
just hiding out.
Yep.
I was like, as if I sent it him. I was like, dude, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
But that was the year I was like, if I ever leave the country to cheer, I'm going to Ghost Recon.
What made you take those steps to come to Ghost? What made you pick it out of all the places?
Well, that year I said, that's the team that I liked. I don't know, you find like you like a team, their uniform and the way they are and their routine structure, and you just like a team for that reason. And then it carried on 17, and then 18. I met you guys at All-Star Games,
17.
and that's when I said I'm going to
17,
speak.
yeah, 17.
17, and that's when I said I was going to speak to Neda, and my mate was like, "Go for it, go on then, speak to her." So I messaged and tried to get you guys went to train at the Vegas CALI gym, didn't you? So we were there training, and I was going to wait for like 3 hours for you guys to turn up, and I was like, "That's a little creepy." Oh, that's really creepy. So I just
You
so I
should
just
have
said-
though. You should have. Could have took someone's spot.
so I just said to Neda, like, I'll send you a video. I sent the video 2018, and she was like, cool, yeah, we want you. Can you come out in the next like 3 weeks? I was like, whoa, no. Like, I've got a business. I've got a
We need
life.
you out here yesterday.
I've
Come
got-
on.
I've got a life I need to organise. So I was like, okay, cool. I know I'm going to get on. I know I've got a chance of getting on. I'll just try again next year. And that's when I saved all the money to be able to go. And then my boy Stevie, I think I spoke to him for like a whole year, finding out how, what, where. And I hadn't
Right.
spoke to you. I think when I got there, it would have been a lot more nerve-wracking because things weren't in place.
No,
Things were
that's what
all over the place. But because you told me
exactly
that
what it
was
was
what it was like, because you told me that's what it is, I was like, ah, cool, it's what it is. But if I hadn't have known that, I'd have been like, oh, my mom, I want to go home. And
When
bro,
you're
the day I was about
right.
to fly out, I was literally in the car on the way to the airport, and that's when she messaged me. Hi, we found somewhere for you to stay for the next 2 weeks, but we don't have accommodation yet. I was like, I'm leaving my life behind, and you have nowhere to put me. I was
That's like when I got off the plane and I called her and I said, Netta, I'm in San Francisco. Where are you? And she goes, oh, I'll send someone to pick you up. And then I get to the gym and she goes, I don't know where you're living yet, but we'll find somewhere. But I remember
oh
the
dear.
first time we met Sam. So if you go back through some of our vlogs back in 2017 from Vegas, Sam's there just chilling in the background when we were talking to Lolly and Ellen
Oh,
and
yep.
I'm on
Debbie,
my
and we're
phone,
like,
look.
yeah, because that was the time when we got a message from Unity,
Unity.
and they said to us, they said, hey, can you be on our team for this nationals, the one in Birmingham, right? Is that
No, we're
it?
Birmingham. No, London.
No, but where's that comp?
Ooh, which comp?
The
Oh
nationals.
yeah, the national one.
Oh, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah. So they said, can we come out for that because whatever they needed someone. So we were
Because
like,
they can't beat
maybe,
Cov.
right.
They can't beat
And
Cov.
I remember talking to the girls like Ellen and stuff, and they're like, "You're gonna lose," and I was like, "Well, they said Mason Hamilton's this and that, and you guys just lost it." But
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
funny.
I remember that as well because you got a message from someone, didn't you, to take the video down?
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Conflict, because of
It
conflict.
was.
Oh, it was good. It was a bit of friendly
I just
banter because
left
they're
it.
always
Right.
the commentary unity was always a back and forth for years. Like they would win, we would win, or they would get real close. We'd get to Worlds and it'd be even closer. So it's like, oh, nationals, they're gonna get us, or we're gonna get them, and it was just always back and forth. So I thought it
Yeah,
wasn't
and
bad.
you were bringing in Americans, so Unity were like, "Let's get these boys in."
Yeah.
It was all messed up. But I just remember like it was literally a week after I posted that vlog and I got a message from you, Sam, and you're like, "Hey, I'm Sam. I like your video, whatever." And I remember I was in the living room next to Brandon and I was like, some dude from England is messaging me. I was like, "Who's this idiot?"
Thanks, Stevie. Cheers, mate.
It's all right. And then I just started messaging you and then we met at was it Worlds 2017 and then I met you the following year as well.
When I kept 2018, I didn't compete. I came out for just a holiday, so I was just getting lit every day watching cheerleading. And I remember because I hadn't seen the results, and I'd just seen you guys compete. And I think you had one or two like not obvious problems. So literally, you
Let's
guys
not talk about
finished.
it.
You guys finished. Yeah, you guys had finished, and I got my drink, and I was like, "Oh, that was sick! I need to go fucking speak to them, man. I think they've got it." And then I went down, and you all just looked proper glum, and I was like, "Oh God!" But now I'm here. I was like, "Stevie, see me." I was like, "I can't just walk off now." I was like, "Oh no." Yeah, good job, guys. And Bree's like, "Yeah, we did make it." What's up? I'm like, "Oh my God, why have I like just?" You just want to palm yourself, like, "Sorry, boys."
Goodness gracious. Goodness.
But then, like I say, it was weird. Like it kind of like mapped itself out, and that's why even more I was like, "We're gonna win this year." Like it just mapped out correctly, and then it was
Just
maybe in a
pull the
couple
rug
of
right
years.
underneath you.
Yeah,
I know it was literally like it was this moment here. We did so good that first day.
Oh, Stevie banging the videos out.
We
You know.
thought,
Oh my goodness. Big Mike.
big man.
You know we were all like, okay, we're gonna get these guys.
All right. That was you hear little Sarah Guerrero. Don't say us. Don't say us. Don't say us.
So was that was 2018, right?
Yeah, so 2018, we actually thought we had a pretty good chance. Like going into it, we had a few little mistakes on that day one, and we still came third. So we thought day two we were going to come out and absolutely kill it, which I feel like we killed it that day. And yeah, we had a deduction.
Luck wasn't on our side for sure.
So Stevie, what was your favourite ever Ghost Recon memory?
My
What
favorite
year?
memory.
What year? No, you have to say what year first.
All right, so probably the year was the 2017-18 season. Like I just felt like we had cool stunt. There was some good people on the team. That's when we did the swing stunt. But honestly, I think the best memory from Ghost was that last week that I was on Worlds. Like I got to share with you, Brandon. It was just a good feeling that my body wasn't worn down. Like I was tossing, jumped into a brand new stunt with Parker, never tossed Jen in my life, and Netta just threw me in and said, all right, you're doing a full up with her, you're doing this elite.
And then it all got dumbed down to a straight up.
Nah, we did everything.
Brandon.
We did everything.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
sorry,
I want to know.
Sorry,
I want to
King
know.
Brandon with his 1.5 up at the front.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I want to know. I do want to know, how is it different in your guys' countries? Like, obviously, Sam, you probably came to Ghost. Obviously, outside of like me and Stevie, if you drop your stunt, you know I'm gonna get on you guys, and not like a mean one, but like, oh, Stevie, you dropped your stunt. Oh, you're doing a straight up. That's real cute. You know.
Yeah.
You guys have that in your other ones, or is it more? Or is it more like feminine over there?
Yeah, well, in England, you can have that level of banter or whatever you want to call it, but it wasn't as severe. But what I knew the way you were doing it is that, well, then if you messed up, I could then do it to you, and it would be cool. Whereas in England, unless you're really good friends, then people would take it to heart. And it will either end in an argument or it would end in like someone feeling like, oh, I'm actually not good enough. Whereas like over in America, I learned to, unless it was Alex, my side base saying it to me, I knew it was like you like joking around, and it was to try and make me perform better and be a bit more like, well, I can't drop it. I'm going to get it right next time.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, I find, I don't know if it's the same in Australia, but we are very sensitive in England, which I think it's getting more. Maybe it's because we are that slightly a few years behind, but I think in sport it's the same, isn't it? In sport, it's like there's a lot of that push each other.
It's almost like, yeah, you try to get one up on somebody, you know, like you're just like, all right, you know, you're messing up over there.
And I suppose I saw it as well when it was like you, or if it was Cameron or Kyle. I'm the new kid. Like you guys have been there, you've done it, you've been on that team. You have the right to do that. And it's like, well, if you keep dropping, then you're the new kid. Like, get up to our level type thing. And it's like, oh, that's the way I saw it. Was like, well, I need to. Like that one time,
don't make it. I'll tell you that.
Well, that one time I had the breakdown in the gym. I don't know if any of you two were on the team, but it was just before our first comp. And I was just getting on myself, like telling myself loads of crap in my head, like, oh my God, the UK are watching, like everyone's going to see if anything goes wrong and blah, blah. My stunt wasn't hitting. I just went up to Ned and said, Ned, I can't do it. She was like, what do you mean? I said, I'm sitting at home, I'm sitting at home thinking about
I do remember that.
all day. I was sitting at home worrying about practice, worrying about my stunt falling, and it was like 6 hours before practice, and I'm like, my stunt's gonna fall.
Right, if your stunt fell, you would have been that guy from England that moved to Cali to drop his stunt.
Yeah, and it was getting to me, and then Neda was just like, well, Sam, you wouldn't be here if you wasn't good enough. She was like, you've seen us get rid of people. She said, we've been getting rid of people since day one. If you weren't good enough, you would have gone. We would have sent you home. And she was like, we pushed you at the beginning, and they goddamn did push me at the beginning. And she was like, that's how good you were at the beginning. Why are you getting worse? I'm like, it was my mind. I was just telling myself I wasn't good enough. And from that day, I just had a switch and turned it on, really.
Yeah.
Turned it on.
they'll do that. You know what I mean? I remember when was that, Stevie? NCA.
What? Or Palm Springs? Which one?
No, it was NCA, dude. Me and Netta got when she got.
Oh, bro, listen to
So
this,
that
right?
was
So we were in practice at I forgot what gym it is, Express Cheer in Dallas, and all the Cali teams were there watching Ghost. There was
Ali
Smoke,
Cohen,
Lady
Bullets. Yep, Lady Bullets was there.
Vixens were there. Almost
But Sharon, it's just one floor. It's one floor.
for all the Cali teams. So it was us and Ops going, and then the rest of the Cali people were there watching. And Brandon dropped his stump with Lexi. Like, it wasn't like anything bad. It's just one of the, you're tired, it
It
happens,
was a
right?
bad day. It was a bad day.
And Netta called him out in front of all of Cali, made an example of him, like yelled at him in front of Smoed and stuff. And I looked over and I saw Brandon's face, and he was.
I was livid. And then I was sending her. We were eating. I don't know. I think we were at like Chick-fil-A, or I don't know what we're.
Yeah, we're in the car getting some food to go back to the hotel, and Brandon's on his phone. And I was like, "Bro, you getting something to eat?" He's like, "I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna send this."
Everyone left the car to go in, and I've been in there for about 5 minutes. I'm like texting Netta this long message, like, I'm done after this comp. Like, I try to do everything I can to keep this stunt up, blah blah blah. As I push send, and the thing goes up to the blue, her message pops up of this long message, basically like, I'm just getting on you to push you, and I hope to push you.
I'm so sorry, Brandon.
Things at the same time, and I'm like, and I was super mad. I was like, I'm disappointed. Like, I feel disrespected. Like, it was a crazy message, but then we hugged it out when we saw each other, and it was all groovy. But that was definitely the craziest memory. Goes.
So that memory of them kicking off in the gym, that was a bit like our last session when we'd all been in the pool and we'd been in the heat. Do you remember? And then we went for that really late training session, but we'd had food as well. We had all the pasta and the bread. And we'd been in the sun,
working baskets, and everyone was like
in that really hot gym. And they what gym was it? It was a little gym, wasn't it? And who else?
Yeah, it was Brandon.
Two other teams there. And
was it Brandon Allstars?
They were going mad, like, you look lethargic.
Oh, that was Top Gun.
No, the little one's Brandon Allstars. We're there with Sparkle.
Yeah, that was it. A tiny little gym.
You're right. Yep.
And they were like, you look lethargic. You've been in the sun all day. And we were all like, we think it's probably because we just ate like a whole bowl of pasta and bread. And they were like, that's not an excuse.
That's right. Ops got this nice deluxe meal, and they just slopped us pasta.
We got the leftovers. I got a question for both of you guys.
Let's go.
Hit it.
I was watching, like, I don't know what it was, a documentary of something like with coaching and an athlete and stuff like that. And I was trying to think about, like, in the cheer world, what division would you want to coach a team at? So like a world, what division would you want to coach in?
Ghost division, international, large co-ed.
Why?
Because
why would you want to deal with a bunch of older people and
I enjoy
rather than a senior team?
I enjoy routines with lots of with mixed male and female. I think they just look better. And in England we don't have senior and all that stuff because at Worlds they're just American divisions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So to compete in the international, that's all we know.
That makes sense. And
then I think small co-ed divisions look good, but I just think you lack all the males. It just looks cool with 50-50 at least.
Yeah, because more things could go up and.
Yeah. Did you plan this? The black and the black hat and the white. You planned this, didn't you?
Yeah. Stevie, my closet's only black, white, and gray with a hint of like red or blue.
Oh, lots of blue. Singlet.
I got a lot, actually. I can see a lot of red.
But. Stevie, I expect you to actually answer that question first, Stevie. What division would you like to coach? And why?
I think the one that I did for Lissandro, I actually liked the juniors because
Oh,
I feel like
hang on, make this two separate ones because I want to know because obviously you want to coach a world's team, but also besides worlds, what would you want to coach and why?
I liked junior teams, junior 2, junior 3, because I feel like you get the most out of those athletes because they're coming up through the ranks. They're just starting to get skills, and I feel like you as a coach, you progress those kids a lot more. So what you teach them is what they're going to take on to world's teams. If it's their attitude, the way they like hold themselves at practice, their skills they have, that all came from you in that division. I feel like you take that on a lot more than having a world's team where they already have skills and you're just telling them to throw a double, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Was that you digging at every world's coach there, Stevie, that it's easy?
He's throwing them from left field.
He's like, bro, do a double up, throw a double, one arm, cool. Let's
Yeah.
go, bro.
Cool.
Why are you on this team? You should already have it.
Yeah, you're right.
Me, I would say co-ed 4, and that's just because that's all I've coached, and for the
I
same
actually think
reason.
co-ed 4 is the worst one because the stunts are so hard. So much
No,
harder than
the new co-ed 4 is sick. It's basically like teaching a bloody world team.
Yeah.
Almost like the level of the stunts you can do, it's sick.
I just never like that low to high crap. Just what's wrong with it?
Yeah, that is a little weird. I like it.
It's the step up, isn't it? For doing high to high, it's that technique step up.
I think it's not anything. Why am I throwing it from down here when I could just throw it from here and use my leg? I don't get
You're
it.
allowed to now, though.
Oh, you are? I haven't seen the new rules. Well,
you
that
can,
was
like, you can like low to high TikTok, high to low TikTok. So it's like prepping you for level 5 when you can high to high.
Wait, is this USASF rules or is this make your own rules up in England rules?
ISASF, which you should be adhering to too, Stevie, in Australia.
we got
Because USASF
ASCIF,
is just
they make their own
America.
stuff.
USASF are just the Americans that do what they want.
Oh, so the best rules. I see. No, I'm just kidding. Those are whack. But
What about the ISASF though? International teams aren't allowed to wear crop tops after this year.
Because they're trying to follow gymnastics, aren't they? Where if it goes to the Olympics, they don't want people with their bellies out, etc.
Yeah, but gymnastics look even worse.
But they wear leotards, so their bellies are covered.
that's where I kind of disagree with the industry. Like, yes, we have gymnastics in there, but we also have acro. You know what I mean? And different things like that. Obviously, this is clothing that we're talking about, but I think we're trying to be our own sport, right? We're trying to get our own little side of a club or whatever they want to call it. And with that comes with doing our own things. We can't go off of someone else. Like football, like basketball players don't wear helmets because football players do. You know, they do their own thing because it's their own sport. They're two different sports, you know. And I think with what we do, you have to just do what we do.
I think what they're trying to do is because we're so far away from it being accepted as a sport. They're doing what they can just to help. Like, oh well, we're like gymnastics in this way, and we're like in this way, and but I don't get it. Like, yeah, your belly's out, but your ass is also hanging out.
100%. Yeah, gymnasts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a give and take. Also, you know, we need our own identity. Is what I'm trying to say.
What do you think about cheerleading in the Olympics? Do you think it should be there, or you think cheer should just keep to their own world championships?
I'd like to see it there, just as progression of the sport. But I think even the world championships needs to change. To be honest, how can you have 2 world championships at the same time? Like what? Like the actual club championships is more like a Champions League.
Are you talking about like what Black Ops in?
Yeah, and then like even what we're in, because we're like England are going against America, but you could have 4 English teams in there. Like the World Championship should be England against America against New Zealand against.
To piggyback on that, yeah. Go ahead.
So you
I think-
think
I
they
think
should
that-
have it all, but without doing the 3 teams from every country, they should just take the best top 10.
See,
that
that's
what-
that's what I think. Like it's like an alphabet soup. You put everyone in there, and whatever day one holds, the top 10 or 15 from any country, even if all 10 are from America or all 10 from Australia, it's like whatever. Like take whoever's made it.
I just think we're so far away from it. We've got ICU Worlds, which is your countries, and then All-Star Worlds. Like, what other sport does that? Like,
Right.
All-Star Worlds would be like a Champions League or a national club final, not a world. But in America, you have like the NFL, which is the World Championships. Well, no, it's not because they're all American teams. And you have the World Series of baseball. Like, it's just American teams, so it's not the World Series, it's the American Series.
But we do have Canadian teams.
Okay, this is international. It's not world.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
I think that's where, because obviously America, clearly we know cheerleading is, they created USASF, they created the World Championships. That's the way it is. But I think that's why we're so far away. Before we even have it goes in the Olympics, they need to agree on that. They need to agree on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everyone that does ICU just takes it as a joke because they don't want to ruin themselves for their all-star team, which is what they feel is their real thing.
It all depends who they put in, because like Team USA is college people, isn't it? It's a lot of college people. It's not like there's not a lot of
Out of it.
ah.
Most of them are out of college. You know what I mean? Like they're.
Yeah. Whereas, like for me and you, Stevie, if you're gonna have a Team England, then yeah, they're probably gonna be on an all-star team as well.
Right. Or usually it's just sometimes the team that you take to Worlds and then you just dumb down your routine and just throw fulls instead of doubles on the hard.
Oh mate, it used to kill me, man. We'd fly out a week before. We would train for Team England and All-Star at the same time. Then we'd compete Team England, and we'd probably have All-Star training on that night of finishing, and then go straight into All-Star.
Yeah, that's how Canada does it too.
Yeah. I think that's how most countries do it.
Apart from Team USA, they just meet a week. They meet for a week, don't they? And train for a week,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then they go to Worlds.
Well, because you try out with a partner.
Ah.
So you already, if you got your partner, and so you and your partners are doing your stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
You already got it
not
down.
much of it. It's like, oh, now you just learn counts. They basically say, hey, you got a back handspring double up, and then you got a double up pop off right after that. So start warming that up together, And so then by the time they come together, they're like, okay, now you're here, and you got to throw that, and you already have the skill. So
How do you guys think they addressed Worlds this year? Do you think it was done good or how
horrible.
Horrible?
Yeah, I think it took so long to
They
make
just
the
cut
announcement.
it.
Day
Yeah.
of Worlds.
Yeah, like
That was the stupidest thing I could like. All the sports, professional sports, are completely done from the beginning of this whole epidemic. Like, and now cheerleading's just like, oh,
We'll make a decision.
good.
and then on the day when everyone's sad anyway at home, like I should be in Florida, they're like, oh, guess what? You're not going anyway. We're like, we know. I'm at home, sad.
Did they ever?
Yeah.
See, did they ever finalize the summit thing? Because I think summit's trying to happen in July. I think it is.
Who's gonna go? You guys start your season in like now normally, don't you?
What is it? May?
Yeah, May.
Yeah, May. Well, yeah. This would be the first week of no. This is the first week of tryouts for CALI.
Mm-hmm.
So we're okay because our season would normally carry on till July, so we could maybe get ready for that if we wanted to. But you guys have done. The season's over.
So,
what American
so
companies?
This Monday coming up, we would have tryouts because I remember we'd come back from. Oh no, because we'd come back from Summit. So whatever Summit is, that next Monday is tryouts.
Then
like
what American programs are gonna stay? Yeah, let's keep not have any tryouts and go to Summit with that team. Like,
yeah, I'm actually, with Emily, she's in a predicament right now. I don't know what's all going on with like the Worlds thing. I know they're trying to postpone it. They're still trying to get it in or something.
I think just cut it all together for this year because, like, international countries, we can't even travel internationally. We can't even get there, even if
No.
they did put it on. They
So
said
you
we're
say
not even going to
they'll
travel
just
till
string it on,
2021.
won't they? They'll just string it on and then be like, "Oh, it's cancelled." Well, no shit.
Yeah, it's yeah. Cheers.
What are you drinking?
Cheers. IPA.
That's like a pie cone. You may as well be drinking pine cones.
Sorry, it's
Horrible.
Aussie, mate.
Horrible IPAs.
What's the Aussie beer then, Stevie?
Oh, I don't know, but I just smash Coronas and
Foster's.
Stellas all the time.
Foster's.
Where does people get this Foster's from? We don't drink. I've never. It's horrible.
It was a class
That's
advert, though, wasn't it?
American brand.
I also wanted to ask you, Sam, what is your favorite cheer routine to watch? And also, what was your favorite music?
Oh, Sam.
What's your thinking capped on?
Oh, shit.
What's your favorite cheer mix? I've got like 3 made.
Ghost
Down.
Recon that year. 2000. That was that's
Which one?
athletics, right? But Ghost Recon, the swing year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
We
the one
slowed
before
down.
where it's like Cali coming at you, hit you hard like a freight train.
Freight train.
Da, da, da.
You like
That was
that
the
one?
year. That was the year they did the you did the C A L I for the jumps, wasn't it? Was that year?
Yeah.
I can't
We
remember.
only had that music just for Worlds, no other competition.
Oh, no, we had it for Allstars when we met him.
Oh, yeah.
That was the very
We
first
had it too.
debuted it. We got our music Friday, and they were like, listen to the music as you go to Vegas or whatever.
I watched that routine the other day, actually, ours and yours, because it came up on my time hop. And I was like, wait, when we were there and we thought we'd done sick, we were so jet lagged and we were so shit. It was bad. Because we literally flew in, we landed. None of the All-Star buses were running. So we couldn't get from the airport to our hotel because it was so late at night. So we had to wait for a bus. Luke, who owned All-Star, had to get the bus to come and get us. We went straight to the hotel to sleep. Then we had practice the next morning. We practiced, and I think we competed that day. We competed twice. We got drunk, got the 6 a.m. flight out. We landed, competed, come home. We were like so like disorientated.
This one?
The You from Existence, Killer Canyon.
This is my favorite bit of it.
Oh, man.
I think
that was
music
the
makes a
best.
routine when you've got the cool bits in the routine that you always remember, or they're just effortless when you're doing it.
Last year, I can't even remember what it used to say, but I remember walking up to the partner section, that 1.5. That music was going hard. Like it was like I felt like it was like a more manly thing. Like it
was a weird theme, but yeah, it was very manly. It was a lot of like.
It slowed it down like and I was like, oh, I gotta get in this.
Yeah,
When
it
was
did. It was like right at the beginning. It was like focus on the partner stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how I knew when to grab because of that music. I knew it because I didn't know the counts. Was this the music?
I like last year's music. I just wish we'd have played to it a bit more because we meant to have a theme. Hello.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite scary movie? Ghost. Recon.
Oh yeah, Resurrection is here.
No.
Recon is there. Yeah, it was like CALI Ghost Recon when you stay there, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably slowed down, yeah.
It's the only bit I knew because it was the Resurrection is here because I don't know counts in a routine.
Resurrection is here.
Counts. Yeah. I just know when things go. I can't count.
Yeah.
You know what makes you sad when I watch that routine back is Cameron's reaction after his dance day 1. When he finished on the floor and then he just starts shaking, like he's like pumped, and then you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we didn't win. Like he was so hyped, and it's like we still didn't win.
Yeah.
I loved that dance. That dance was sick. And the music.
My favorite dance was Ghost 2016. Me too.
Check this out. This is Cameron messing up. Best thing you'll ever see.
And you have smile, perform, look at somebody on TV like, you got this. I know you can do this. And I promise you'll hit. And I promise I won't do the Dolphins.
All right.
The resurrection. That was a resurrection.
That was hilarious.
He said, "Oh,
I tripped.
Yeah. And then Cameron,
his soul left his body."
he just went, "Oh." So Sam, how did you find out about us? How did you know us?
CALI was from seeing CALI Worlds 2016. CALI Allstars. Wow. Ghost Recon, but then obviously Smoed was coming big when I first started cheerleading. So
No, but the BS experience. How did you get a hold of us? Like, what made you want to contact us?
Oh, you two clowns.
Yeah, like how would that even come about? And you're like over there.
Like, how'd you even? You're in England. How'd you even know about us?
Well, because I followed I would always follow a lot of CALI people, so you would end up being like I already knew who Josh was. I already knew who you two were. I knew who Jared was from being on Black Ops, and because I followed a lot of CALI teams, you guys just popped up, and then obviously the social media, it ended up going to the BS experience or whatever. With socials, you're always gonna, if you follow certain people, you're always gonna end up.
When Tanaz was like coming up to us and talking about the BS experience, like that was kind of cool.
Or Jeff.
She's
Jeff
watching
McQueen.
this? Yeah.
But I feel like they only watched it because me and Brandon weren't shy about CALI, and like if we had a shit practice, we'd be like, "Yo, it was shit. We did." Whereas like you watch other like highlight videos and stuff for CALI, it's like, whoa, they do all this cool stuff, but then in reality, it's just a bunch of average people that make a routine look good.
All right, Stevie.
Yeah. Just a bunch of average people.
Right.
Yeah, people just average people flipping in.
But the other cool thing was Jeff McQueen, so the other owner of California All-Stars, he used to get into it too. Like, check this one out. He loved it. Look at him.
Yeah, he's showing off. Look at him. Get those.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah, see?
Jeff
Play those
McQueen.
games. That's a legend right there. That's a legend.
That's good though, and it's like your owners are still just clear why they do cheerleading and why they're an owner of a cheer team.
And I think that's the reason why CALI does so well, is because Jeff is so passionate about the teams that he'll make it work. I remember there was one year just before Palm Springs, and we were in the gym till like 12 o'clock at night. It was us and Ops, and Jeff was there, and we just went full out. And every time you dropped, he'd start the music again, and we was every time it dropped, we'll go back to the start.
Well, I mean, it was a little different than that, Stevie. He would stop the music, then he's got his.
He's got his speeches.
Yeah, his speeches are good. They're classic. They give me time to breathe, so I really enjoyed it.
His speeches are ridiculous.
I feel like that's the CALI way though, because that's the way Neda was. Like Neda was like that.
Jeff was a new level. Jeff was like, all right,
Way
guys.
different. You didn't have Jeff, huh?
Yeah, he'd be like,
he came and taught the pyramid that we never did.
Only once though. That's when they were kind of going through their beef or something.
Yeah, he taught the pyramid, and then we didn't even do it again once.
No.
Went to a comp without the pyramid.
But Jeff's just one of those guys that he'll be like, all right, guys, if you tie your shoe and you put your sock on backwards, your stunt's going to hit like this. And you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm doing it, yeah. I believe
I love the way he choreographed pyramid, though. I loved it. When he was like, that went wrong, but it looked good. Cool, make sure you work out how you can do that, because that looks sick. It went wrong, though, Jeff. Yeah, it's fine. We're going to use that. Cool. What about the grips? Yeah, we'll find the grips later. We'll move on to the next bit.
Let's make it work, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that was a pretty cool way of choreoing, because you end up with some pretty cool stuff. Like,
yeah, I think I learned a lot from him because I remember he used to come in and he used to read like, I think he had like a couple Bible verses and different motivational speeches or something he'd read on Twitter or something that he came across. And so I try to do that too now. Like when I choreo things, the second day I'll come and be like, oh man, I read this and this kind of relates to your guys' story, and then I feel like it connects to personal lives and as a team rather than just like giving them choreo.
Oh, so he uses what he's read to create choreo.
Yeah, like one time I came across a tweet that made me actually think about Jeff and how he used to tell us things, and I was like, I'm gonna use this, and I was saying something about like, your preparation is your key, and then it's all gonna translate into your guys' results and all like that. And so I just remember like he used to say a bunch of things like that, and it stuck with me as an athlete and as a person.
Guys, I got to
That's pretty
expose
cool.
a lot of people right here. Just for anyone that thinks that you go to CALI and you hit perfect, would you just check this out?
Oh no.
Oh, Brandon, come on, mate.
Oh,
I done you there.
oh, Malia twice.
Sarah Gadara. Oh,
Was that
that's
Malia?
me.
Oh, Stevie.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, whatever.
Oh,
Oh, was that Hurtwig?
that's Sarah Gadara. That's Malia. Oh, that's me.
That's
Oh,
Stevie.
good.
Oh, Cameron, look how fuming Cameron.
Oh, hey, that year when they had like Mariah, they used to go in on her.
They go hard.
Oh,
Sarah.
Okay.
oh.
Oh, wow.
Wild.
I'm telling you, it's not all what it's made out to be. People just got to.
Well, dude, when you're going that hard, the falls are normally worse. The more higher level skills, the harder you're going, the harder you do fall, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
And I do feel like when you're being pushed that hard, there's no room for error. But when you do get errors, then they can be very, very severe. It's not like a little fall; it's quite severe.
Right.
So this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on the podcast, my first ever international.
Hey.
Right.
Damn.
The Coffee
Making
with
it happen.
Sam podcast.
3 different
Featuring
countries.
the BS experience.
Yeah, boy, I could sit here for probably another 2 hours. That's the problem.
Good chatting.
Catch up with y'all.
Peace out.
See you guys.
I'm going to bed.
Hey, guys.
See you later.